Leave a light on, good lady, for though we may return with a twinkle in our eyes, we will in truth be blind. Drunk.
So we decided to open it up to some of our readers, took some questions from Twitter, so
Should be good.
be forewarned, a couple of these are a little weird, but
Sure.
I think you're going to want to answer them nonetheless.
You got it.
So user HB Audrey asks, the World's End seemed just as much a node to beer as it was to friendship. Do you have any good beer stories to share?
Beer stories.
Beer related.
Beer-related stories. I mean, beer's featured a lot in our growing up together, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the stories are about being drunk rather than the beer itself,
Yes.
I'd say.
And also, really, ironically, if there was a story worth telling, you've probably forgotten it because of the amount of beer you drank. So it's one of those vicious circles.
User Easily Obsessed asks, if Simon and Nick had to be half sausage, what half would they pick?
Would you have sausage arms?
I don't know. They just asked which half you would
What
pick.
are the rules?
They didn't specify.
But you could never go out because you'd be pecked by ravens and other corvids.
Brilliant. User PM Simon CA asks, how has your working relationship evolved from space all the way through the World's End?
I think that look says that we have the same answer, but I don't think it has in terms of our working relationship. I think it feels exactly the same. I mean, the things we've done have got progressively bigger, but in terms of the dynamic on set between me and Edgar and Simon, it's exactly the same. Me and Simon have a laugh. Edgar's horrible.
Well, that sort of leads into this next one from @JSpades. Will you guys be collaborating with Edgar again in the future, or does the trilogy wrap it all up?
Not if we don't have to. Edgar is, well, he's been called a lot of things. Monster is what I'd say. No, of course.
It's going to be a while, though. He's doing Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
He's doing Ant-Man.
Yes.
And then he's doing
about
Uncle
a man
after
who
that.
is his own brother's wife.
He gets bitten by a radioactive arm.
Hank Pym's a clock. It's going to be doing that for a while, so we'll see. But I think we need that time in between films to be able to forget how painful it was working with Edgar, to get back together and think, oh, it was all right.
So I'm just curious, are you guys big fans of Doctor Who? And if so, who is your favorite Doctor?
I wasn't. I was never a big fan, and it's only since Matt Smith that I've become a fan of Doctor Who. And I guess Russell T Davies as well, kind of reigniting it helped. But I think I really like Matt Smith, and it's a shame that he's not going to be doing it anymore.
I think if I'm going to be sentimental about it, Tom Baker definitely.
I watched one yesterday, and it's funny when you're an actor and you make television and films. I watched it and I thought, God, he must have been hot in that massive scarf all the time.
In that Zygon costume.
He had like a massive scarf on and a jumper and that big coat. I thought, Christ, he must be hot.
I saw a clip of Doctor Who, the 50th anniversary one the other day, and it was like Return of the Jedi or something. It was kind of this massive space battle. It just looked
John
better,
Hurt's
didn't it?
in this, isn't he?
John Hurt.
John Hurt is featuring old Doctor.
Apparently, Tom Baker's going to burst out of his tummy.
I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
I can't wait.